If you're a business owner that have employees that you pay salary on a monthly basis, then this video is for you. If you're also an accountant who works in an organization where you have been given the responsibility to prepare payroll and also calculate the payee tax of your colleagues or employees that work in that organization, this video is also for you. In this video, I am going to show you how to prepare the payroll of a 5-man team and also compute their net pay, including their paying tax, in less than 5 minutes. Now, we are going to do this using an automated template which I have developed. Now, in this template, as a business owner, you don't need to worry yourself about knowing what the tax law says or what the tax law did not say. You don't need to worry yourself about formulas. You don't need to worry yourself about calculation. This automated template, all you need to do is to impute the name of your employees, impute the amount of salary you pay them in an entire year, and this template will automatically do the entire work for you, calculate everything. This is not just theory. This is a very brilliant and automated Excel template which I have developed. So without wasting much of your time, because this is not a theory video, it is a practical video, let's quickly jump into our Microsoft Excel. Let me show you this payroll template and how you can use it to compute your employee payroll, determine their payee tax, and also calculate their net pay. So let's quickly jump into it. All right, so welcome to our payroll computation template. This is an automated payroll template that we have built that will help you automatically prepare payroll in your business and calculate the payee tax your staff or employees are supposed to pay. Now, this payroll template which we have designed here is compliant with the 2026 tax law, which have just taken effect. Okay, as you can see here, I said tax reform compliant, effective January 1st, 2026. So this template is following the current tax law, which have just taken effect on the 1st of January. Now, this payroll template also has the capacity to calculate for 5 employees. So this is actually for businesses that are just starting. Okay, I actually call it a starter payroll for businesses that are just starting, people who have 0 to 5 employees in their company. These are the people that this payroll, this particular one, we have other payrolls for 10 employees. We have other payroll templates for 15 employees. We have payroll template for 20 employees, 25 employees, 50 employees, and 100 employees. Okay, but this one is for people who have 5 staff or 5 employees working for them. Now, remember that it is a must as a business owner that you collect payee tax from the salary of your employees or staff, okay, and remit it to the government. And to be able to calculate what that tax is going to be or how much you're going to minus from their salary as payee tax and pay back to the government, you need something like this. So in case you need this payroll, you want to get a copy of this payroll template, check the link in the description and click on it to download a copy of these templates. When you click the link, you're going to see template for 5 employees, template for 10 employees, template for 15 employees, 30 employees, 50 employees. So just choose the one that covers the number of staff that you have and get it for yourself. Okay, so now that I have said that, let me walk you through how this template works and how this calculation is done. But before we go into the calculation aspect, let me just walk you into what this template contains. So here you can see at the bottom here, let me zoom it a bit. At the bottom here, you can see annual payroll. Okay, so this template is of 3 stages or 3 types. Okay, there is annual payroll, there is monthly payroll, and there is pension schedule. Now, annual payroll calculates what your staff are supposed to pay as a tax in a year, that is annually, while monthly payroll calculates what your staff is supposed to pay as payee tax in a monthly basis. Then the pension schedule shows how much they are supposed to contribute to pension. That is if your organization made provision for your employees to contribute towards what? Pension. So all these things automatically calculate itself. In fact, what you just need to do is just impute your staff number, the staff ID, and then impute the name of your staff, then impute how much they are supposed to make in a year, and all other calculation will do itself. Okay, every other thing will calculate itself, so you don't need to stress. So this payroll template has been built to just take away the stress that comes with computation of this, because many small business owners don't have accountants and they are unable to do all this calculation and mental work for themselves. So what we have done here is to simply create this template to just make life easy for them. That is why if you have a business owner and you have 5 employees or you have more, you can just click on the link in the description and get the one that works for your organization, depending on the number of staff that you have. So now that I have shown you what it contains, the annual payroll, which calculates the tax for the year, the monthly payroll that calculates the tax for the month, and then the pension schedule that shows what they are supposed to pay or contribute to pension. Now, let me walk you through on how this template works. So we are going to go into the practical now. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to take off these informations. Okay, I'm going to wipe off this information that is already here so that you see how to calculate your employee payroll or payee tax from the scratch step. So I'm going to be deleting all this information. I'll remove the name of all the staffs which I have already put here to test out the effectiveness of this payroll system. Okay, so I'm removing all the names. You can see me deleting them. Now, I'm going to also take off the numbers. Okay, so I'm going to take off the numbers. I'm taking them one after the other, and very soon we won't have any numbers here. Okay, so I'm done taking off the numbers. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to take off the annual gross. So you can see that as I take off the amount, all the numbers, all the calculation vanishes. Okay, as I'm taking off the numbers, all the calculation that have been done so far are clearing, and you can see dash 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 in these areas. Now, this template has been built with formulas. So there are formulas on these places you are seeing dash dash dash. So these places you are seeing now you are not supposed to tamper with it. Okay, you are not supposed to go and delete anything in it. Okay, only these places that I took things off are the place you can tamper with. Staff ID, full name of your staff, and annual gross. These are the only editable place. Look at the instruction I added here. I say enter your staff name here. Okay, so these places that I deleted now are the place you are supposed to delete, or the place you can tamper with in this payroll. Other places, unless you have advanced Microsoft Excel knowledge, then you can also be able to manipulate other areas. But if you don't really know Excel formulas or how to use Excel formulas to build templates, please don't go and start manipulating these areas that have dash dash dash, because you are going to scatter the formula, and once you scatter the formula, it will give you wrong calculation at the end. Okay, especially if you don't know how to fix it back. So now, if you get this template and it's blank like this, the first thing you're going to do is to start entering the information of your staff. So your first staff will come with 001. Okay, 001 can be their staff ID. But if you already have a staff ID, some people have a staff ID already. Okay, maybe a staff ID in their identity card or number which you have assigned to them. You're just going to impute it here. So I have entered that number, and now let's say the name of this your staff is Abiola. So you simply come here and say Abiola Ola Kunle. Okay, so I'm assuming this is a staff now in this organization, okay, or in your organization. Now, how much does Abiola earns in an entire year? Everything you are paying Abiola in 1 year, how much is it? So let's say in an entire year, Abiola earns 800,000. So you are going to enter that 800,000 on what? You are going to enter it under annual gross pay. So you're going to enter 800,000 there. Okay, so you see that immediately I entered the 800,000, this template automatically calculates the tax and everything that has to do with the payroll of Abiola immediately. immediately. The numbers came in immediately. You don't even need to scratch your head. You don't even need to understand the tax law. You just have to input the basic information of that your staff into the template, and everything will calculate itself. So you see, because why is it possible for it to happen like that? Is because we have sat down and we have done the calculation for you. So that is why you just have to go to the link in the description, get this template, and use it to prepare the payroll of your organization, and also be able to calculate their net pay and the rest of them. So immediately I imputed the 800,000. You see that the template was able to show us what the basic salary of Abiola is. It was able to show us the amount of housing. It was able to show us transport. It was able to show us other things that makes up this 800,000. And at the total, we have the annual gross pay, which is what? 800,000. And when you move to the tax deduction table, you see the annual employee pension. This is the pension that Olakunle will contribute, okay, for say 4,800. So the template have automatically calculated the pension. So you don't even need to start troubling yourself about how do I calculate pension? What does the tax law says about pension calculation? How much is the rent of pension and the rest of it? Okay? So you can see that the template have already done what? The template have already calculated that. Let me zoom it a bit. So you can see that the templates have already calculated what? The pension. And then when you move to this side, you can see that the templates have already calculated what they contribute to what? National Health Fund. It have also computed what they contribute in rent. Okay. And you can also see that it have also computed what? Their total deduction. Okay. That is the total amount that will be minus from their 800,000 before we can now get the amount on which the government will collect their tax from, or on which you will minus their payee from. Are you seeing it? So this is their taxable income. It have already calculated their taxable income. Now, when you look at the taxable income, let me reduce this a bit. Now, when you look at the taxable income, okay, of Olakunle, you can see that it's 235,200 naira. Now, the money is less than what? 800. So you cannot even tax that amount. Why? Because Olakunle is earning below 800. And any person who is earning below 800,000 in an entire year, or whose taxable income is below 800 in an entire year, that person will not pay any tax, because you cannot minus 800,000 from 235,200. Okay, so you see that the tax table is now 000, because this Olakunle is not qualified to even pay tax, because he did not earn more than 800. So he's still below 800. So you can see the payee tax table. So there is no payee. He's not going to pay payee. So his payee tax is 0. Okay. His monthly payee is 0. His annual payee is 0. So he's not going to pay any what? Tax. All right. So now that we have seen how it happens, or how this template works in the annual payroll, when we move to the monthly payroll, you can see that it has also automatically calculated what the monthly payroll, or what the monthly pay slip of Olakunle looks like. So you can see the basic Olakunle for monthly, on a monthly basis. You can see housing on a monthly basis. You can see transport on a monthly basis, and then you can see others. So it means that the gross pay, or the gross salary that this person receives on a monthly basis is 66,666 naira. Okay, so that means Olakunle earns 800,000 on a yearly basis, but his monthly gross pay is what? 66,600. So you see that I imputed that information in the annual payroll here, and even the monthly payroll calculated itself. Is that not amazing? That is amazing. And that is why I say this template has been designed to save time and make life easy for business owners, okay, who need to prepare payroll and also collect payee tax, which they will remit to the government. Now, when you go to what? The pension schedule. So you can see that the pension schedule area have also automatically calculated itself, showing you what Olakunle, you see the name even appeared here, his number even appeared. So showing you what he is supposed to do, what? Contribute as what? Pension to the pension scheme. Okay, so let's go and fill in another name. So let's add another name. Let's say 002. Okay, 002. And let's say her name is Esther. Let's say the name of this staff is Esther. Esther Okeke. Okay, so and this staff earns, let's say this staff earns 1.5 million. Okay, this staff earns 1.5 million on a yearly basis. That is the total money or salary paid to this person in a year is 1.5 million. Can you see that the template have automatically, immediately I enter the 1.5, the template have also automatically calculated all the tax and everything that you need to do about this staff. So you can see that at the end of the calculation, you can see that we have 878,500, which is the total taxable income. That is out of the 1.5 million that this person make. This is the amount that the government can take tax on. So you can finally see that all those people who are saying that if you make 1.5 million, that the government is going to take tax on 1.5 million, you can see that it is a big lie. They don't know what they are saying. It's not correct. So there is no time you will make money and the government would take their tax directly from the money you have made. There are things that the government have given you the power to minus or to take out of that money you made, and then whatever that is left, which will now call the taxable income, will now become what the government will now take tax from. So you can see from Esther, who made 1.5 million in an entire year, the government is only going to apply tax on 878,500 out of that 1.5 million. Okay, it could get lesser or it could get higher depending on the deductions or the reliefs which Esther claims. Okay, but for payroll purposes, this is just how it looks. So now you can see that the first 800,000, because Esther made more than 800,000, she has to pay tax. Okay, so when we minus 800,000 from 878,000, we have 78,000. Okay, so now this 800,000 is also an exemption. Okay, it means that if you make more than 800,000, you can take out 800,000. So even this amount is not even the amount that government would apply tax on. This is a taxable income and this is Esther's chargeable income. So practically the government even applies tax on the chargeable income, not even on the taxable amount. Okay, so when we take off 800,000 from 878, we have 78,500. Now the government will now apply tax on this 78,500, thereby giving us 11,775 naira. So let's look at the tax that Esther will pay based on the payroll. Now her annual tax for that particular amount will be 11,775. This is what she will pay as payee. Okay, all things being equal, this is what she will pay as payee, even though she made 1.5 million in a full year. So this is what she will pay as payee. And when you break it down by month, look at what she's going to pay as payee. 981 naira is what she's going to pay as payee on a monthly basis. This is her monthly payee tax and this is her annual payee tax. Now let's go to monthly payroll. Now when you come to monthly payroll here, you can also see that her name, which have imputed in this segment, have automatically appeared here. And you can see that this is the computation of her monthly payroll. So it means that even though Esther makes 1.5 million in a full year, it means that each month she makes 125,000 as her monthly gross pay. And when you calculate her pension and everything, look at the amount of tax that she will pay. Okay, look at the amount of tax that she will pay. Okay, and this is 981 naira 25 kobo. So this is what she will pay as payee tax. Now this is her monthly net pay. So after we have removed her deductions from this 125,000, this is her take home pay. This is what she will now go home with. Okay, so and that is it. So let's quickly go and impute another employee, maybe this time somebody who is making way more than, let's say somebody who is making 2.5 million. So we'll call it 003, and we'll come here and say the name of the person is, which name should I use? Okay, let's use Nehu. Okay, let's use this. Okay, now, and that's the name of the staff. Okay, Aliyu. Okay, Nihu Aliyu. I believe this is correct. Okay, Nihu Aliyu. Okay, so let's say he makes 2.5 million. Okay, he makes 2.5 million in a year. Okay, and can you see that the templates have automatically calculated what all the tax and necessary calculation in it. When you look at this place, you can see that the templates have already calculated everything. You can see his annual gross pay, and you can see that the pension has also been calculated. The amount he contributes to pension have been calculated. The amount he contributes to national health insurance, national health fund have also been calculated. For some people who also they contribute to loan, there are things like loan or other things. They can actually also factor it into what the deductions or other contributions. Okay, so if there is something like loan in preparation of your payroll, you can actually also factor it into this template. Now, at the end of the day, we have the taxable income for Aliyu, who makes 2.5 million. So his taxable income is 1,797,500. And then when you minus the first 800 from it, you will now have his chargeable income, which is 997,500. So this is the amount on which the government will now take tax from. And when you apply the tax rate using the tax computation table, when you apply the tax rate or the tax band to it, you will have 149,000, okay, as the tax which Ali is supposed to pay. Okay, so you will now come here and see his annual tax is 149,625 naira. And when you divide that by 12, you will have what he's supposed to pay on a monthly basis as payee tax. Okay, so we have successfully computed for Aliyu. Okay, and then when you also go to monthly payroll, you can also see that the computation for Aliyu have also been automatically done by this payroll template. Okay, you can see that you have computed everything, the basic, the housing, the transport, others. Okay, and you can see the monthly gross pay. Like this is the gross pay for Aliyu. You can see his pension on a monthly basis, the national health fund on a monthly basis, and this is what he should pay as payee tax on a monthly basis. And after all these deductions, you can see the tag here. It says deductions. After all these deductions have been minus from 208,000, this is the take-home pay or the monthly net pay of Aliyu. Okay, so quickly, let's also do, okay, because I want us to do for 5 employees. So let's say 004, which is the next employee. So let's say the person is Emma. Okay, Uchando, I'm using my name this time. So add me to your payroll. After getting this payroll template, by clicking on the link in the description, ensure that you add me as number 1 in your payroll. You should be paying me salary for making payroll computation easy for you. Okay, so that is on a joking side, but if you add me to your payroll, I'll be glad to receive money. All right, so let's go ahead. So let's say you pay me 3 million. Okay, how many of you would like to pay me 3 million? Is that 3 million that I entered or 30 million? Okay, that is 3 million. And immediately I enter the figure, you also see that the template went ahead to run all the calculation. You don't need to stress yourself. All you need to do is to input the figure and the template will automatically run all the calculations for you. And at the end of the day, look at my Emma's taxable income and then look at the chargeable income. And we begin to apply the tax table on it, and you can see the result that we have. Okay, So you can see the result that we have. So at the end of the day, you can see the amounts here. All right. You can see the annual payee tax and you can see the monthly payee tax. When you go to the payrolls, the monthly payroll, you also see that the name have automatically appeared here and every other thing has been computed for EMA. Then when you also go to pension, you can also see that the pension area is well taken care of by this automated template. And you can actually come here to change the months. If it is not January, you can come here to edit it and add the months you are computing pension schedule for. Okay, so let's quickly do one more before we call it a wrap on this section. So finally, we are doing number 5 because this particular template, this particular one we are using in this video is a 5 employee or 5 staff capacity, which means that it can compute payroll and payee tax for only 5 employee. Okay, for only 5 employee or probably 6 employee in total, highest 6 employee. So when you click on the link in the description, you'll be able to get versions of this template that compute for higher numbers of employees. There are ones that compute for 10 employees, 20 employees, 30 employees, 40 employees, and 50 employees. Just click on the link in the description and choose the one that suits your business or the capacity that you want. So finally, we are doing for number 5, and that we will say is 005. The employee ID is 005, and let's say the name of this person is Chiamaka Okafor. Okay, Chiamaka Okafor. All right, and let's assume that this person earns this particular worker or this particular staff of yours earn 10 million in a year in your organization. Okay, let's say she earns 10 million in your organization. So let's see, because we want to use a higher amount now. So let's see what it looks like when this template is computing for somebody who earn higher. Let's say 10 million. So when you look at this place, you see that the template have already started computing everything, and you can see everything has been computed. So let's move. You can see that the taxable income for this person is 8,690,000. 8,690,000. And when you minus the first 800,000, that is applying the tax table to it. Okay, when you start applying the tax computation table to it, when you minus the first 800,000, you will have 7,890,000. And when you begin to run all the calculations on this, you will now see that the tax that this person will pay comes into 2 places. The first one at 15% is 330. You see that the next one is 1,024,200. And then when you check the total amount of tax that this person will pay is 1,354,200. Okay, and then his monthly tax is 112,850. So for somebody who is earning 10 million and paying tax of 1.3 million, okay, do you think is too much or do you think is moderate? All right, now in case you do not know how to apply tax computation table, I have made series of videos on how to really calculate taxes using the new tax band or new tax computation table. So you will go and watch those videos to understand how this works. Because in this video, I'm not explaining how to calculate it. I'm just showing you the power of this payroll template, which we have built to make computation of payroll easy for you. And also to show you how it computes payee tax, and also how it also computes the payroll on an annual basis and also the payroll on a monthly basis, and also how it computes your monthly net pay. Okay, that is practically what this video is all about, to show you how to prepare your payroll, and also the tax that your staff will pay is determined using this table. So if you really want to know on how to calculate tax step by step using the tax bracket or the tax computation table, then you should consider previous videos which I have made in this YouTube channel. Now, before you go, ensure that you like, subscribe to this YouTube, and also share this video with other business owners or other people, accountants, tax people, or any person you think needs to learn how to prepare payroll using Microsoft Excel. All right. And once more, if you want to get this template, remember that I have added it in the description. I have added a link in the description which you can use to get anyone you want, whether for 5 employees, 10 employees, 20 employees, 50 employees, or 100 employees. And if you need bigger capacity, maybe one that can power more than 100 employees, then you can reach out to me with the email which I have added to my YouTube channel. You can reach out to me via that email, and I'll be able to build one that can even cover 150 employee, 200 employee, or 300 employee for you. As much as you want, I'll be able to build that for you. All right. So I want to believe that you learned a lot in this video, and I want to believe that you have really seen that payroll management, payroll preparation, pay task computation can be made easy with Microsoft Excel template, especially with this particular Microsoft Excel template from me. Okay, so if you need this template, click on the link in the description and get one for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. I love you, and I'll see you next time.